our Sales Copilot. This is a fantastic feature. And what I love about it is it allows for you to do a lot of really great research where your team happens to be, which is your web browser. And what is also great is as you're diving into customers' websites, as you're doing research on those companies' LinkedIn accounts, as you're doing work in platforms such as Outreach or anything, frankly, that happens to be available within a Chrome browser, this is a chance for you to do a lot of work, and also work that maybe had been done with previous versions of extensions that are available through Chrome called HG Focus. This is providing much more enhancements than what it has been able to do, and a lot of features that are using AI throughout the overall process. So this is helping you to bring in those technographics. It's able to see company snapshots like overviews, sizes. It helps you see job postings, what jobs are open within those companies, so that you can spot priorities, growth areas, budget direction. It helps you to get a lot of data about the activities that they're taking, that the users are taking on your website when they're doing their own research. And then also ways for you to get AI-driven account briefs in minutes. So they can help you to understand why now, why us, and any potential risks that happen to be associated with that. So let's go ahead and dive into some of the points that we had here. As mentioned, this is where anything that is driven through Chrome, this is a way for you to be able to get that type of analysis. So using my example of Algolia, we're going to go ahead and show the 3 examples that we have here on the screen. We're going to be able to show how this can show research through the website, through the company's LinkedIn account, and then similarly looking at Algolia inside of an outreach system. So the first thing that we want to point out here is, as you can see here on the screen, there is a direct space within the Chrome Web Store for you to download this Sales Copilot. So this is where if you simply go to the Chrome Web Store, you search for extensions and themes, type in HG Insights, you should be able to land on the screen that we're showing here, which is the HG Insights Sales Copilot. This is a chance for you to also review it if you have it and you love it, but also a chance for you to be able to share this link with anybody else on your team that may want to access to it. Once you do have access to it, then it's going to allow for you to do things like we're showing you here today. So if we take a look at this, this is Algolia's website. And what I first want to do is just go to it through a simple search using google.com. So I'm going to go ahead and search for Algolia here. And what we should see is once I've gone to it, I'm going to go click onto their website. And then what we should notice is that in the top right corner that I've gone and zoomed into, this is the Sales Copilot. It popped up. And also notice when I hover over it, it's telling me that I can do deep dives into Algolia right from here. So it's scraping the website. It's indicating that I'm looking at Algolia's website. And it also indicates that it has a lot of data specifically about Algolia right here. So this is showing it's working as intended. Once I go ahead and click onto this, then what this is now going to do is it's going to load all of that data, all of those tabs. So what this is going to do is it's going to give me that overview. It's going to tell me once again how many employees are there, when was it founded, how much has been totally raised against this. If there are any buying signals that it has detected, those will also appear here. Also, when it is connected to you, it's going to be able to give averages to say, is this a good fit for your overall company? What signals indicate that it is that? It shows how engaged it is as an account. All sorts of details about what types of competitors would be potentially be involved with this. Also, the overall tech that they are using. So this is a way that I can start to do deeper dives. It also dives into all sorts of details like who are the top contacts and how active they are with reviewing information about your website or your company in general. So lots and lots of information that happens to be there. But also, this is allowing for anybody that has a Chrome browser that is using this Sales Copilot to be able to then pull things like this AI-driven account brief. And what that's going to do is allow for us to start getting some detail about why they might be needing what you provide. And this is where then it's going to be able to give raw information, why this might make sense for them now. There's lots of information that then your team, specifically salespeople, whether that's an SDR, whether that's an account executive, can use to be able to provide that level of research to show why this might be a good fit for your product to be able to work with this company. Also, as mentioned, this is where we can see all the activities. So this is showing when they visited certain pages within the system. Also, this is where we can be able to see details about the specific contacts that are taking that information. So this is where, as mentioned, you can easily drop them into sequences, whether that's in Outreach, whether that's in Salesforce, and be able to communicate them right from here. So if we see somebody that's taking a lot of activities that was not expected, this is where we can bring them into the services that you already use directly from this. Something that used to take maybe multiple minutes to do now is a simple button click to be able to connect this data to your systems of record. Also, this is where we can dive into more details around the company news based on all the data insights that we have here at HG Insights. And then even mentioning the job openings that the company has so we can see where they're typically allocating their budget to and what roles they might be trying to surface as ways to maybe get ahead of that and be able to talk to those customers directly. So lots and lots of information that happens to be there. But what I am particularly impressed by when we take a look at what the Sales Copilot can do, it is not just about looking at the company websites. What I also love is that if I'm doing the same level of research, but I'm having to use LinkedIn as an example, then I can't. So if I'm going to LinkedIn and notice that my Sales Copilot is over here, but that aspect that showed the magnifying glass with the data tables associated with it, it's not showing yet. But if I jump on over and say, I need to do research on Algolia, and I go to their LinkedIn page, what we should now notice, and I'll zoom in as it's thinking about this, it should be able to say, we're going to start thinking about where we are. And then that should end up loading Algolia's overall presence. So there we go. We're loading the information. And yes, it recognizes we're on Algolia's LinkedIn page. And all of the same data, all of the same information that I just showed you when we were doing that, when we were on algolia.com, it's now also available within the Sales Copilot right from here as I'm showing. So regardless of where your team is doing their research, as long as they're using Chrome, they're able to use a Sales Copilot to conduct that research and also, once again, to be actionable with that data rather than just being able to see it and then try to figure out what to do with it. Also, as pointed out, if you are using systems like Outreach or, as we've also indicated, Salesforce, this is a way you can pull that same type of information in. So if I do a search within my account here for Algolia, and then I say, show me the non-user situations and pull through, what we should then see is this should bring forward Algolia's activity very, very easily right within that spot. As you saw, it was able to pull through the data right from this area. So once again, regardless of what systems you're using, whether you're going straight to website, whether if you're going to straight social tools like LinkedIn, or you're using sales-focused tools like Salesforce, Outreach, the Sales Copilot is your friend along the way.